Get ready for the latest hot news from the paddock. The season is on fire, and today we have a mix of updates for you. Imagine this: surprising victories that are changing the game, crucial updates that could turn the tables, and drivers feeling the pressure on their shoulders. It's all happening at once. Let's dive into this adrenaline-fueled world and see what's going on with our favorite teams. Is Mercedes rising from the ashes? Is Red Bull still unbeatable? And what about Ferrari, huh? Not to mention McLaren, which is coming in strong. Stay tuned, because today we're talking about all this and much more. And hey, if you love staying updated with all the F1 details, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. That way you won't miss any news and you'll stay in the loop with everything happening on the tracks. Alright folks, let's kick things off with some jaw-dropping news. Mercedes, my friend, seems to have finally found its way back to the top. Lewis Hamilton, our favorite 7-time champion, has been grinning from ear to ear lately, and for good reason. After 3 tough seasons, he finally got a taste of victory again at Silverstone. But that's not all. George Russell also showed he's in it to win it, claiming victory in Austria. These wins have been like a shot of adrenaline for the entire Mercedes team. Hamilton said it rejuvenated everyone, both on the track and in the factory. You can imagine the atmosphere there, right? It's like they found the magic beast mode button again. But hold on, let's not get too carried away. Even Hamilton is keeping his feet on the ground. He reminded everyone that it's still too early to say if the team is back to regularly competing for wins. But between us, you can see that sparkle in his eyes, right? And here's something interesting. Russell mentioned that the upcoming races in Hungary and Belgium will be crucial to see if the W15 is truly back in top form. He even said, "If you had told us at the beginning of the year that we'd be heading to Hungary fighting for 3 consecutive wins, we wouldn't have believed it." So, it looks like the Mercedes team is thirsty for victory. Now, speaking of being thirsty for victory, there's one team that urgently needs to quench its thirst. Let's take a look at what's happening with Red Bull. It seems even the Flying Bulls are experiencing some turbulence lately. Who would have thought, right? The team that was dominating the tracks is now facing some unexpected challenges. Our Flying Dutchman, Max Verstappen, has that look of someone eager to get back to the top of the podium. And guess what? Red Bull is bringing a package of updates to Hungary that promises to be a real game changer. Verstappen is hopeful this will give the team a good boost. But here's something curious. In recent races, the RB20 hasn't been the fastest car on the track. Can you believe it? Max himself admitted it, folks. He said, "I think in the last few races we haven't been the fastest car, so I don't expect things to suddenly be different." But that's where the updates come in, right? And it doesn't stop there. Verstappen also dropped this gem. If you look realistically, other teams have made bigger strides. That's very clear. Could the Red Bull engineers be sweating bullets over this statement? Now imagine the pressure, folks. McLaren is coming in strong. Mercedes just won 2 races in a row. The battle at the top is heating up. But hold on, we can't forget about the Scuderia, can we? After all, what is Ferrari up to in their quest to catch up with the top teams? It looks like the prancing horses from Maranello are trying to find the right rhythm for this crazy F1 race. The Italian team is heading into the Hungarian GP with that familiar mix of hope and anxiety. After some, let's say, complicated races in Barcelona, Spielberg, and Silverstone, Ferrari is putting all its chips on this weekend in Hungary. It's almost like a final exam after a few low grades, you know? And here's something interesting. The team is bringing some fixes to the floor and mechanical changes that promise to solve that annoying bouncing problem. You know that feeling of driving on a bumpy road? Well, the Ferrari drivers don't want that anymore. Leclerc even revealed that he's been doing some crazy setup experiments to understand where the car was struggling. He said, "We paid the price with the results, but we gained a lot of knowledge about these issues." Could it be that Ferrari has now found the right path? Or should I say, the right asphalt? But hold on, folks. Team boss Frederick Vasseur has warned that the SF24's floor will be evolved. Could this be the moment when Ferrari finally gets back in the game for good? What a crazy season, huh? Mercedes rising, Red Bull sweating, Ferrari trying to find their way. And there's even more to come. But before we continue, I want to know what you all think about this. Who do you think will come out on top in the next stage? Will Mercedes keep their momentum? Will Red Bull come back strong after the updates? Or will Ferrari finally get it right? Leave your opinions in the comments. Which team are you rooting to see on the top of the podium? And more importantly, which driver do you think will surprise everyone in the upcoming races? Oh, and if you have any wild theories about what might happen, share them with us too. Who knows, you might just predict the future, huh? While you think about that, let's talk about a team that's making everyone sit up and take notice. Remember that McLaren that was a bit under the radar? Well, get ready because they're back with a bang and making a lot of noise. Who would have thought that the team that seemed a bit lackluster at the beginning of the season would put on such a show, huh? Lando Norris throwing out statements like, "I have more confidence that we can win the Constructors' Championship compared to the Drivers' Championship." Whoa, is it time to bet all your chips on McLaren? And that's not all. Norris also dropped this gem. "We are the best in terms of consistency with both cars." Where's all this confidence coming from, young man? But let's be honest, after the last few races, it's easy to see why he's so excited, right? McLaren is showing an evolution that's leaving everyone astonished. Suddenly, they're right there, fighting toe-to-toe with the big teams. It's like they found a secret shortcut in the middle of the season. My friends, this Constructors' Championship is shaping up to be more thrilling than the finale of a soap opera. But you know how it is, right? While some teams rise, others feel the weight of the pressure. And speaking of pressure, there's one driver who's feeling it more than anyone lately. Let's take a look at Sergio Perez's situation over at Red Bull. He's in a situation that's making everyone's hearts race. Imagine this. You're in one of the best teams on the grid. Your teammate is flying high and suddenly, the results start slipping through your fingers like sand on the beach. That's pretty much how Checo must be feeling. Red Bull's boss, Christian Horner, has already made some comments about Perez's lack of points that have everyone raising their eyebrows. And Checo himself? Well, he's trying to stay calm, but you can tell things are tense. Perez said, "I am totally focused on delivering. I will be here again next year, and that doesn't change anything. I am just totally committed to myself." You can feel the weight of those words, can't you? And here's something curious. The Mexican also mentioned that it's tough to block out the external noise. Guys, imagine the whirlwind of thoughts going through his head. It's like trying to sleep with your neighbor doing construction work, you know? The big question is, will Checo be able to turn things around? The upcoming races in Hungary and Belgium could be decisive for him. It's that now or never moment we always talk about. What a Formula One season this is, huh? It's more thrilling than a championship finale. We started talking about Mercedes, moved on to Red Bull, looked at Ferrari, then McLaren, and wrapped up with Perez. There's so much happening at once, isn't there? Don't forget to leave your predictions for the upcoming races in the comments. Who knows, you might get it right and become the new F1 guru, huh? And if you enjoyed this summary of the craziness happening on the tracks, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll stay updated with all the latest hot news from the world of Formula One. Thanks for watching and see you next time.